My fucking toes are so toasty, boys.
Bruh.
Are my slippers on camera?
You like showing off your footwear these
People
days.
gotta know. People gotta know.
Wait, no.
People gotta know what I'm working with here.
There, stop.
People have to. The people need to understand.
The people want to know.
Did you say want?
Want.
Yeah. The people want to know.
Yeah.
What?
What am I saying? What way?
What do they want to know?
They want to know what I'm wearing on my feet.
Did you try to say feet with a W?
Uh-huh.
Wait.
Uh-huh.
Wait.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
What the fuck is happening right now?
You mean what the fuck is this?
What the fuck is happening?
Can we do a whole episode? Every W's got to have an H in
Non-stop
front
the
of
whole
it.
time. Welcome to
Why am
Animation
I
Anime.
sliding towards you? I feel like...
You know what it is, man? It's this fucking concrete floor.
I was going to say, it feels like the whole boathouse is going this way right now.
The whole boathouse?
the whole.
That one already has one. That one already has one.
Say boat with a W in front.
What?
Boat.
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 All right, so let's start this shit. And
Take
what
that, Baker.
The fuck?
The Baker chirp.
Jesus.
The Baker chirp.
We know you're watching. We know you're listening.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
Oh my god.
But also, we love you.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. And
Hello.
welcome back to Anime.
You mean welcome back?
Welcome back. Welcome back.
To Juanime Schwanime.
Anime.
Yeah.
Schmanime.
This is going to be a really easy episode to listen to.
No, we're going to stop now.
Okay, yeah.
No, we're not. What's the safe word? We need a safe word.
We need a safe word.
We need
Well,
It's whiskey.
whiskey.
it is.
Whiskey. All right.
What are we covering, guys?
I want to eat your pancreas.
I had to ask then, so it was still fresh.
You set me up.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and we smashed the layup.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah. If you're just tuning in, spoiler alert, we review shit. We're going to spoil the fuck out of everything.
Big time.
Yeah, get used to it.
This was a Mikey pick.
This
Yep.
is this
It's in the lexicon.
it's in the lexicon.
It is,
of
but
fucking-
he picked it. I think he wanted to hurt us with
Why
this
did you say that so fast at the beginning of the episode?
What?
It's like you're implying something. This is a Mikey pick.
yeah,
would never pick this.
I
I would never pick something like this.
I want to establish early that I think Mikey wanted to make us hurt.
Yeah, and you know
With
what?
this.
Yeah, and you know what? I had
Tell me
two-
I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank
I
you.
had two because that's the only thing I know about this movie going in, and I had two initial thoughts because I almost always go in with a blank slate these days. And in this one, I was like, first thought was like, okay, this is a movie that's supposed to make me sad, right? That's my first thought. Second thought, what the fuck is a pancreas anyway?
You don't know what a pancreas
Really?
is?
No, what does it do?
It's your fuck. It's like this weird, like it's the size of your hand, like next to your stomach, and it has like enzymes to help break down food and like sugars and shit.
Oh, okay. I never knew that.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to a lot of different types of music.
Yeah.
I listen to some bands that have song titles that are very disgusting and scary and
Sure.
and evil sounding death metal type shit.
So you
Okay?
learned about the
because we're
pancreas
metal
through
as
that?
fuck.
No. But I'm just saying, this title
Could be a metal song.
is better suited to a death metal band
Yeah.
than it is to a fucking anime movie.
Yeah. I'm
Okay?
also going to say,
It's the worst title
Yeah.
of
No,
all time.
no,
I
hold
think.
on.
It is.
No, it is. He's right.
It is the best
No,
title.
no,
No,
and
here-
because even what it's referencing narratively
Is a stretch.
Is so bad. Dude.
yeah, it's such a stretch.
I hate it.
Because they're using it to describe the main theme of the show, but they really had to do the work to get you there.
So-
man.
so-
God, you got to be on
It is
board.
here's the thing. Because this was a light novel, I think.
Yes.
And it is the best title because it is so fucking far out there. It was the best marketing ploy ever.
I don't know, dude.
Right?
I
Because
get it.
think about it.
I get you.
We're gonna go watch an anime. What's it called? I want to eat your pancreas. The fuck?
Right.
Okay. What the
I
fuck?
agree. Crazy marketing. However, I'm not
Yeah.
here to discuss the effectiveness of their marketing strategy.
Yeah.
I'm here to judge the effectiveness of this art piece,
Yeah.
which is really poorly titled.
Yeah.
I hate the name, dude. I hate the name.
Yeah,
I
agree.
hate it every time I had to type it into Google to find a pirated version to watch.
It's like I'm a big fan of. There's this band called Soccer Mommy, but I hate that they named their band Soccer Mommy because now every time I want to talk about them, I have to say Soccer Mommy.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? It's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just
So I
call
feel
it
you.
SM. Yeah.
Yeah. What do we call this? IWTEYP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The PYT.
It would whip.
Pretty young. There.
Anyways,
I saw it referred to online as just Pancreas.
that's
a lot.
Pancreas.
just
Yeah.
as bad.
Awful, dude. In fact, it proves our point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look. I thought it was like so strange and hilarious in that regard.
Yeah.
This was a Mikey pick, by the way, just so
Yeah,
everyone
that's
knows.
right, guys. It's like every other fucking anime we fucking do on this
Yeah.
goddamn podcast.
Well, I pick a couple.
Yeah, you do pick a
once
couple,
in a while.
but yeah.
You let me have one.
That's
Yeah.
not true.
I
I
know.
always tell you.
I'm
can say-
joking. I'm joking.
When do I get to pick? For the record,
you
I
shut
was
the
given
fuck
the
up.
option to pick.
Jay and I, no. Because I only took that seriously because Jay and I, we actually picked up.
We actually do, yeah.
For the record, I was
given.
given the option to pick and abandoned that option, and then Mikey picked
Yeah.
this.
No, and also for the record, Mikey has never once shut down either of Jordy and I's ideas ever.
I beg to differ. My ideas get shut down all the time.
Then they were legitimately shitty ideas.
No, some of them are
Yes.
good.
No,
No.
they were
Yeah.
shitty.
No.
Jay can attest
Okay,
to
well
that.
then next week we'll be covering that 1 week of Saved by the Bell where they work at the beach resort.
I told you
On a different podcast.
Yeah,
It's a flip the
Script. It's
shit
this
outta here.
podcast, but flipped on its head.
Okay, go start your own
Do you
podcast.
see what's happening, guys? Do you see what's happening here?
Go start your own podcast. Good luck getting over 200
Yeah.
subscribers, okay?
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah,
called
buddy.
White people shit, white people shit.
Good luck. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck reaching these heights, pal.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're
White
right.
on white people shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what our podcast will be
Anyways.
called. All right, well,
Anyway, can I
So-
give a description to this?
yeah, I don't
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
have a good one, so
Good.
please, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually not really a description. It's pretty much like, it's just fucking your typical Mandy Moore movie.
I mean, it's
A Day to Remember.
a million of these anime
Yeah.
movies we've seen.
It's a day to remember.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
day to remember.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not.
Fault in Our Stars, all of those
those,
person gets sick.
Yeah.
We watch them die.
Stepmom.
And
And stepsister.
No,
And-
Stepmom the movie, not
and-
porn, Mikey.
you guys are disgusting.
No, the movie Stepmom, dude.
Of course I know that movie.
She dies.
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
yeah.
But yeah, like also spoiler alert, they're all sad. Obviously.
Yeah.
Right? Same with this one. It's like, dude, it's a silent voice.
Yeah.
It's you know, fucking it's a dime a dozen of, you know, a walk to remember 100%, dude. This is well executed, I will say.
Yeah, it was. It was.
If we look at this in a vacuum, I hate fucking using that expression,
Sure.
but if we look at this in a vacuum, it is really well executed. It's polished. The script, the writing, I thought was pretty good. Aside from some of the quirkiness, to be honest, I didn't love her.
I didn't. I'm going to
she-
disagree with you completely. I think this is mid top to bottom. It's a mid
Really?
movie, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't care for the character. They didn't make me
This-
care.
but
They didn't
this
make me
is-
believe their relationship. It just it didn't. It came out of
was all right
nowhere.
there.
Do you know what? Like I said, this is a fucking early 2000s movie.
Yeah.
That like, hey, you get the manic pixie dream girl.
Sure.
Right. Finds like sullen boy. You know, shows him how to live life. Like
Yeah.
that's fucking tale as old as time. I thought this movie was actually really predictable.
Same. That's
It's
why I'm
like
saying it was
super-
just fine. It was executed
Yeah.
fine. It was mid. All
I
around.
think it was predictable, like for all the big beats and all like the big hits that this is supposed to have. I found
Yeah.
predictable, but what I didn't find, you know, to be what kind of I guess surprised me was I thought their relationship was pretty well detailed. I thought it
Yeah.
was well developed in the sense that like you do go on a journey with them.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't just 1-2 like. enemies to
Yeah.
lovers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's there is a lot of in between. There is a lot of gray area. And then also adding the extra wild card. Now don't get me wrong, I fucking hated her guts, but adding in the extra wild card of her best
Her
friend.
best friend, yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I also thought was interesting. And I
Yeah.
was like, I'm surprised at how much this is playing a role and how much it plays a role in the catharsis that you do get at the end.
Yeah.
Admittedly, you do get at the end.
Yes.
I do think there's a satisfying conclusion to this movie.
I mean, they wrap it all up in a neat little package. I
That's
don't know
what
if
I'm
I agree that
saying.
it's satisfying.
Wait.
personally.
Neat
Let
little
me ask you,
package to me is satisfying, man. I
Did
like
you
a
watch
neat
the
little
after
package.
credit scenes?
I did actually.
Oh,
Good
wow.
for you.
Yeah, I'm a good boy.
Dude, I was with you. I thought for sure he wouldn't.
Yeah.
have.
I'm a good boy.
Yeah. Okay, because it's
Wow.
crucial. It's
Yeah.
crucial.
It was very crucial,
Yeah.
but like it's like again, I did think it's a good, well-made movie. It's just a tale as old as time
It
that
is.
I don't really care about. The only time it really did get me was when our boy started crying. Was like, you're not, to the mom and like.
He's like, I know you're not the person I'm supposed to ask right now, but is it okay if I cry?
Yeah.
And then he just fucking loses it for the
Yeah.
first time. That got me too, dude.
Yeah, that's the only time it really got me. And also,
There's a few times it got me. I cried several times watching this movie. Absolutely, dude. It's like whether you think it's mid or not. It's just like all of those other movies we named
Yeah.
off the top.
Yeah.
They're
all sad.
Whether
Yeah.
you think it's mid or not, it's still sad, dude. Death is still sad.
What I'll say though is I think the emotional impact loses
Yeah.
out a bit when the movie is so predictable and so obvious, and it's
Yeah,
obvious to me
sure.
what you're doing.
I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
a 10 out of 10 emotional reaction,
No,
but
by
you
no-
cannot
by no
deny
means,
that
yeah.
there is emotional
I mean,
weight
it's a sad
to
topic.
this.
The topic we're talking about
Come on, dude.
is a sad thing.
Come on.
Yeah,
Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
and not to mention, like, there's that one twist. Like, I just was wondering when they were actually gonna bring it in, because they foreshadow it pretty early in the movie. I think
I think I missed the foreshadowing of it.
when the news was reporting on a man who's going around and killing girls.
I missed that.
Oh,
Okay.
of course he did.
Well, my guess is because they fucking underplayed it. Was it just one time in the background of the news?
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's stupid.
But that's how some anime is.
Yeah, but some of them make it a more of a point, and then I get it.
But those are small details if you were a viewer who was actually really watching it properly and consuming it properly, would have at least.
Maybe you're making
Made a
assumptions about
note.
me as a viewer.
Well, it's also
Yeah.
a little Easter egg for like rewatchers.
Sure.
People on second watch.
I'll give
for
you
this,
that,
That's
yeah.
true too. That's
However,
true.
I will say, as far as these types of movies go, I would rewatch A Silent Voice like 10 times before I watched this again.
Oh yeah.
I'll
I
be your
like
name
it.
till the day I die, personally.
Yeah.
Well, but
it's
okay,
a different. It's,
totally,
it's a different level
I'm talking Silent Voice as like a 1-to-1 comparison about like
because it is pretty much one to
Yeah.
one. Same exact
right?
level.
You know, and I found Silent Voice far more endearing.
Yeah.
The characters I thought to be far more likable.
Well, there's
I barely
also.
remember it.
I mean, granted, this is
death
also a
girl?
heavy topic.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember the concept, but I barely.
Silent
remember.
Voice. You don't
Yeah.
remember like.
No, I also probably didn't rate it that high.
Well, because you that was on the heels of Your Name, so you were still hyped on Your
That's
Name
true.
for a while.
Yeah, you rode
Yeah.
that way for like a year.
Still right. I still tell people about that movie, dude. Still,
Yeah.
I still
Yeah,
tell
but
people.
in a Silent Voice, like a girl's ready to jump off her balcony and shit, right? Like
Yeah.
there's a bit more heavy topics that are added, I should say, because like this isn't necessarily not a heavy topic. Like we all know,
incredibly heavy.
right?
Yeah. Terminal
But,
illness.
Yeah, right. But
Stepmom.
Yeah.
stepsister.
No, that's a different thing, Mikey.
Mikey, stop thinking about it.
Yeah. Why are you so horny all the time, Mikey?
Anyway, you guys fucking hard. You're the one who was actually surfing porn before we got on here.
No. That was
It was to prove a point.
yeah. And we all went, huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we moved on.
Exactly.
Moving on. Senpai's Corner?
Yeah, let's do
Yes,
it.
let's do it.
Okay. I want to eat your pancreas. Or in Japanese, Kimi no Suizo o Tabetai is a 2018 Japanese animated coming-of-age drama film based on the light novel of the same name by Yoru Sumino. Produced by Studio VOLN and distributed by Aniplex.
I heard that.
The film is written and directed by Shinichiro Ushijima and stars Mahiro Takasugi, Lin, Yukio Fuji, Yuma Uchida, Jun Fukushima, Atsuko Tanaka, Shin Ichiro, Miki, and Emi Wakui. In the film, an unnamed male high school student befriends his classmate Sakura Yamauchi, who is revealed to have a terminal illness in her...
Pancreas.
You got it.
Liver.
Oh no, my pancreas is diseased.
So
No, appendix.
An anime film adaptation of the light novel was announced in August 2017. The staff for the film were revealed in March 2018, with Takaguchi and Lin being announced as the unnamed male high school student and Sakura, respectively. The remaining cast were revealed later in August 2018. It held its preview screening in Tokyo in July 24th, 2018, and was released in Japan on September 1st. The film grossed over $6 million worldwide and received positive reviews from critics, who praised the story and its message, animation, and writing. The film received several nominations from film festivals held at Styges and Scotland. And reception was incredibly high.
I've heard about it.
93% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Now, wow, 93.
Yeah, like super fucking high.
What's the mouse score though? Come on.
Yeah, we'll find that out later.
Yeah, exactly. That's at the end. You got to stick around to the end. But yeah,
Or just Google it.
A-.
Yeah, press pause.
Hey, Jordy.
Yeah.
So Collider gave it an A-. But yeah, it just super celebrated, devastatingly beautiful is what some people called it, a gut punch of romantic drama.
I don't know about gut punch.
I was gonna say those reviews are all as mid as this fucking movie, dude.
8 out of 10 for IGN. But then it also got some middling reviews as well. Especially because a lot of people were criticizing it as an adaptation of the light novel as well, which I haven't read.
Sure.
Yeah.
If anybody else has, please let us know what you thought about it.
The book was better, probably.
Yeah.
Always. Book's always better.
Or, but always, most of the time.
Manga, most of the time, is better.
But yeah, that's pretty much about it. It was just super well received and super beloved by everybody but us.
Sick.
Yeah.
Her pancreas was sick.
Well, I mean, I feel like this is one of those movies. It's like what was that? Those Nicholas Sparks. I think that's the author's name. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I know the name rings a bell.
Like he does all those like fucking
I want to look it up.
like girl movies, like rom-com kind of movies, or
Okay.
is it Nicholas Sparks?
Fault in Our Stars. Did he write that one?
Yeah. So
A
The
Million-
Notebook, Walk to Remember,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dear John,
Okay.
Safe Haven.
Yeah. So
Stepmom.
stepmom,
Stepdaughter.
He's a,
Stepsister.
he's a romance novelist.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah.
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 So I feel like every year you just have to pump out some sort of romance,
Well,
like recycle the story almost.
It's
They
like the
write
concept
themselves.
of
Yeah.
like Hallmark Christmas movies. You're gonna get a dozen or more new ones every year, but that's because there's a market. People want that.
yeah.
At that time of the year, people are like, I need to watch all the new ones of this, and they're all fucking identical. Now, the difference is those Hallmark movies, they're being very obvious with what they're doing. These movies come out as like unique and look at this brand new thing, and it's
Yeah,
just a
that's-
carbon copy of the same. You know what I mean?
That's my issue, right?
Yeah.
Is like I as people who consume this much media,
Yeah.
like I don't want that carbon copy. I don't want you to feed me the same bullshit just with a different skin on it.
Same, bro.
Right? Like
Big time same.
Yeah. This to me,
Actually, it depends on what it is, because sometimes the formula is nice.
I was gonna say we've had this conversation before, and you're on the other side of that, my dude.
this movie came out like 10 years too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where there was so much that has come out before this
Yeah.
that did it so much better. This came out in
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too late to be doing this.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've used the word before to much like controversy and like, not criticism from you guys, but it's derivative of all those movies that have come before.
Yeah, like I say, if you're looking for something like this, like a romance kind of,
This is not the best one.
Like,
If you're obsessed with
sad-
these, then yeah, you're gonna watch this.
Yes.
But if you want to like watch one or two and have those under your belt, this is
Yeah.
not the one.
Or like, say for example, if you've watched Your Name and you loved it and you watched that years ago, and now you just want something that's not Your Name, this is a fine one to
Sure.
watch, right?
But watch
But-
anything Shinkai.
Yeah.
Watch anything Makoto Shinkai has made. Even his worst film is better than this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Sorry.
Agreed. Okay,
Not
well,
sorry.
let's talk about
Yeah.
let's get into
Sorry,
it.
not-
I don't feel the same way about fucking what's his name? Who's the guy who did the Girl Who Leapt Through Time?
The Wolf Children? Did you do that one
Wolf
too?
Children,
Yeah.
yeah. Fucking. We had this conversation.
His worst
where
movie
you
is
said
probably worse than
Shinkai
this.
and you said
No, I said Oshi.
Oshi. Oh yeah, that's right. Oshi.
Yeah. I was like, no, we like Oshi.
Yeah, we like Oshi.
Anyways, Wolf Children guy's worst movie is probably worse than this.
Yeah, I'm forgetting his name right now.
Starts
I'm
with an M.
spacing big
Yeah.
time.
Starts with them.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I'm gonna look it up.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, let's talk about the world, and we don't have to because it's just pretty much standard
Straight
old
up
modern Japan.
Japan.
It's one of those kind of movies. So that
Mamoru Hosoda.
yeah, Mamoru.
we start with an
What's
M.
that?
Dude sucks. Sorry.
What other ones? There were some other bad ones, weren't there?
Yeah,
I don't
dude.
care. Doesn't matter.
Anyway, I don't think
Summer
Hosoda
Wars?
is as
we watch
bad
that?
as everybody
Yeah.
says
I
in
forgot
this
it
room.
completely.
The bunny
Yeah,
fighter?
the bunny one. When
The
the
bunny
virtual
fighter
world,
in the virtual world?
It's
Oh, we watched that like back to back with Belle, didn't we?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah.
but
Weirdly,
I was,
Belle stuck in my head more.
I told you because Summer
forgot-
Wars was the
'cause-
predecessor to Belle.
Yeah.
Right. And again, it's just a fun ride. I did really enjoy that one.
Better than
But-
Disney, right, Mikey?
Oh yeah, better than Disney, that's for sure.
We're fighting later.
I love Disney, so I'll fight.
I know.
I'll fight.
Okay, let's move on from the world, which we don't need to talk about, and this weedy conversation about a different director that we don't need to talk about.
Yeah, I got.
Talk about the
sorry.
art of this movie, which, in my opinion, like pretty standard top tier anime film animation.
It's good.
I wrote it in Mikey's terms. I wrote mid tier, mid to high tier.
Yes.
That's how I would describe the art.
I would give it no lower than mid-high.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's better than it needs to be.
I will
to be
say I
honest.
didn't catch any keyframes that made me go whoa, or like any like sparkly anime eyes where I'm like, whoa, someone really spent a lot of time on that.
The
It just
only-
was like all kind of like level across the board.
I don't know about level all across because like the fireworks they rendered that a little differently.
Seen a million fireworks better than that.
Well, yeah.
The best sequence to me was their little metaphysical meeting that they had as he was
Yeah.
reading her letter, and it
Oh,
got
yeah.
very illustrative
Because it was
and
unique and it was
very
outside. It was the Little Prince.
childlike. Yeah,
You know that book, The Littlest Prince?
Yeah.
or whatever?
exactly, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that to me was the most like striking visual thing. But that to me was like A plus.
Sure.
That sequence.
Yeah.
That makes sense though, because considering how everything else was, to having that the juxtaposition would
Big
make
time.
it like pop way more.
Yeah.
That's a tool a lot of these animes movies have used. Your Name did it too when he travels and he goes into the cave and like shit gets all weird for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bubble had a lot of sequences like that as well
Yeah.
that were really grounded sometimes, and then
Yeah.
other times were really ethereal and
Yeah.
very trippy and spacey.
Bubble
Yeah.
was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Bubble was good.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I rated it, but I remember it being all right.
Yeah.
Story wise, it was Little Mermaid, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like
Visually, it was
visually, it was
fucking
fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
I think that was before you gifted me my beautiful, nice computer monitor that I watch movies on now.
Definitely, yeah.
I think that was in the olden days.
Yeah, you thought everything looked like shit.
Dude, anime sucks. These guys can't
Yeah.
draw for shit.
You think this is a 9 out of 10
Yeah.
visually? Really?
Jesus,
Okay.
Ninja
Ninja Scroll?
watching on
Really?
like a little tiny 10-inch screen.
It was a little tiny TV.
Asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, not anymore. Okay, so
Oh
I don't
my
really have a
God.
lot of other notes for art. I think we can probably move on from
Yep, totally.
Yep.
it. We can talk about the music for a second, but my only response is going to be like, it's no Radwimps. And I think it wished it was.
You
Top
know-
to bottom, it wanted to be that score and that soundtrack.
It did really want to, but it
Japan does Midwest emo.
yeah.
Did, yeah.
Yeah.
But
except-
it did okay. Like it did its job, right? But
Sure.
again, it doesn't.
I'll agree.
When it's done its job, we find we always say that it's
Yeah.
good, but
I
I,
will
mean at
say-
the end of the day, it's nothing spectacular.
It loses points for being so close to that style. And so every time it would like bust out a song like that, I'm like, it sucks. It's not
but
as good.
But you got to understand, when did Your Name come out?
I want to say 2015, but I could be wrong.
Because I feel like since Your Name, every other romance.
2016. I was
2016, yeah. See, exactly. Because anything after this, like for example, this like I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, is pretty much trying to replicate Your Name.
Yeah.
They all want to capitalize on that same fucking.
Wow, Silent Voice
feel-
was also 2016.
Wow.
Oh, same
Fucking
year.
year.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
For heartbreak and sadness.
Yeah.
All right.
Nothing is ever gonna beat fucking Grave of the Fireflies. Okay.
Well, that's a different level of sadness, dude.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying.
That's like
There's-
psychological torture level sadness.
Yes.
That's not like
exactly.
Hallmark Christmas movie sadness.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
just that it holds that fucking crown.
Oh yeah, it's the crown.
It is a crown.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Fireflies has 0 cheese. This is a fucking,
Yeah.
you know.
It's also
Yeah.
not a clone of anything else, and no one else I think has even tried to do it. It's just
Yeah.
it's done.
Yeah, they
Moving
don't
on
want to.
now.
Yeah, they don't want to revisit that.
It hurts my heart to even think about it. All right, let's move on, please, and talk about the characters.
I got fruit drops too, eh?
I know you do, you psychopathic piece of shit.
All right, moving on.
There's no shortness of being sad in this episode, dude. You don't have to make it worse. All right,
But I do.
let's talk about the main dude who has no name until later you find out his name is Spring Tree.
Yeah.
Well, it's what it means.
That's what
Yeah.
it means,
Well,
yeah.
that's- His name is Tree. Which is
No,
kind
it's
of funny
not.
because I was
Yeah.
like wondering what his name was. I was like, is this a thing? They're not going to tell us his name? Like halfway through the movie, I realized they hadn't told us his name. It was when
Yeah.
she points it out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I guess they didn't tell us his name. Anyways. And yeah, I think he's your typical like sad, low energy kind of drab guy, and he thinks he's invisible, and he's just settled into that life. He's like, this is me.
Honestly,
invisible.
though, I was expecting a little bit more from his backstory, right?
Yeah, you didn't really get much.
Like you figure there's something probably traumatic that happened that made him like recede,
Yeah.
or like I don't know, just anything. But he's just a fucking wiener.
Well, and I think that's part of my issue. I think as well too with the likability and the believability of the characters. Like they didn't even try
Yeah.
to explain to me why he's this way.
Yeah.
You don't get why. It's weird though, because he has traits. He has unique, identifiable traits that I thought were interesting. But you're right. Like you don't get an explanation as to why he is the way he is.
Yeah.
You just get that he is this way.
Which is
Yeah.
annoying because it's basically they're just like, oh, we need a character who's like extremely like this. There he is.
Yeah.
We made him.
Yeah.
We made him.
Now he exists
Yeah.
in the
Right.
world.
It felt a bit like cheating. Like
You want to know why?
Yeah.
Like why is he so nonchalant and accepting of
make
finding
me-
out about her
Yes.
illness?
make me believe
Somber.
it. Make me believe.
Right?
Make me believe he's this way.
Yeah.
This girl has avoided telling every other person she's ever met, including her best friend, because of
Yeah.
the way people tend to react to her telling them this.
Yeah.
He reacts the complete opposite way, and it is show stopping when she realizes, wait, you're chill about this.
Yeah.
This doesn't bother
You
you.
don't give a fuck at all. In fact, you don't give a fuck about me at all, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Right. But it catches the main character off guard
Yeah.
as well as the audience, and then they're just like, yep. That's how he is.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. Like there has to
You're like,
be
wait,
something.
why?
Because without
wanna know.
Yeah, it's a big
without
deal.
that, I couldn't relate to him. I couldn't empathize or
Yeah.
sympathize with him.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, dude.
You
like,
hit a wall.
Like,
That's the
yeah, you
point
just
with
hit a
him.
wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I just thought of this, but you know how there's that.
I love that we're about to experience something amazing. Go. Go.
No.
Yeah, go.
The YouTube always has the like honest trailers and shit.
Yeah.
The honest trailer for this is just stalker girl eventually keeps stalking weird boy to force him to love him without telling him as she's dying.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's it. That is it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Summed it up.
You did it.
Yeah.
And that's what they did too.
Literally.
And they just like made an hour and a half of that sentence without going into depth about it.
Yeah. But like the fact that she was been stalking this guy this whole time
Yeah.
and saying, "Oh, I'm actually in love with you."
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I mean, I
That
see
was a
what
bit
I
of a
see what you, I
stretch.
see what you mean with stalking. At the same time, though, like I feel like it was never like unrequited. You know what I mean? Like he was always. I feel like he always kind of was interested.
Well, here's the thing.
of
and
course,
here's
he's
the
a
thing.
fucking teenager.
Here's the thing
Yeah.
about it, and this is where we can get into some substance. Is that like the two of them have what the other one needs to learn.
Yeah.
Right. And one of
Yeah.
them is actively trying to learn it, and the other one doesn't know they need to learn it. Right. Like what he needs is to learn to trust in relationships, whereas he had abandoned the concept of relationships altogether.
Yeah.
Right. And what she needs is to learn to like be okay and like be happy and satisfied with who she is as a human being, so that when she dies, she's like, I lived a good life, right? Because all she had in her life previous then was relationships with other
Yeah.
people, right? And that's it.
Yeah.
It's very binary in that sense,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I still feel like there's a lot of it was a bit of a stretch with that.
It's a bit plain. Like there's just
Well,
no.
that's
it's
the
all
problem.
surface level everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Like I mean, for him, it like I said earlier, like
Yeah.
the one scene that did get me was when he started crying because like they did a good job of showing like, oh man, like everything's finally
Yeah.
bursting. But I think also too the ending. I don't think we really needed the fucking, what is it, epilogue?
The after credit scene.
Not even just the after credit scene, but like just like once he reads the thing and he goes on his little cute journey.
Yeah.
In that crazy like stylistic part of the anime.
Yeah.
They should have just cut it there. After that.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, what happens after that? He meets
her in the
best
coffee
friend
shop.
at the coffee
Yeah.
shop.
But that all that stuff can be implied, right? Like that you can work on assumptions with that. You don't need that extra fluff to
Yeah.
because it felt longer.
Yeah, I liked the payoff of the best friend coming around in the end.
Also, I just think I think there would have been like smarter way. Like, what if he told her before she died? But then she didn't have a chance to go and talk to her and confront her about it because she died like right away after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How much more of a gut punch would that have been as opposed to like after the fact and he's just trying to like, like deal with it, like his guilt essentially, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to say what I wish they had focused more on. You know what I mean? Because they could have shifted the focus of the story and emphasized certain parts of it, but they kind of chose not to, and they
Kept
chose
it all on the surface, dude.
Yeah, they chose to
Kept it all
just kind
flat.
of.
Well, I
Yeah.
was happy that him and the best friend didn't get together. They weren't like
Same.
right?
That
Because
I would have been angry. I would have been mad if that's
It was
Yeah.
heavily implied in the end sequence, the end credits, that they're going to date.
No, because she's dating another guy.
No, she's dating the fucking bubblegum guy.
She's dating another guy.
That's why
He
he's-
made a joke about it or something.
Yeah.
So
she
she
said
made
she-
a joke. She said, "You're not going to ask me out, are you?" And then a minute later,
And then she's running away. She's like, we're not going to start dating until we get back to the thing or whatever.
she's talking about the other guy.
Well, she was talking about somebody else.
Yeah,
Oh, I
another
thought she was
guy.
talking
Yeah.
about him.
Yeah,
No,
'cause
I don't think so. That's not how I saw this.
Yeah, he catches the bubble gum, and then she's just like, yeah, she makes a joke. It's like, oh, you're not about to confess to me, right? It's like, no, I wouldn't do that. He's like, good. It's like, oh,
He
'cause
gives
gets-
her the gum because she's seeing this new guy.
No, man. She gives him the gum. She throws the gum at him.
Really?
Yeah, in the graveyard.
I thought he gave it to her.
No. And then that's when they say, and that's they're walking off, and that's when she implies that she's about to go date the bubblegum guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Because otherwise, if they were to date, I would be really like
Yeah.
annoyed. And like, I was like, come on, man. That's like so like heavy handed and like,
The last thing anybody wanted, first of
yeah,
all,
like, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't
you
hate
just-
it.
that they would have got together.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Why not?
I think I just
I
didn't
don't
care.
know.
I don't think I wouldn't have cared either way at that point.
At that point, then you go from enemy to lovers in that one beat.
But that mirrors the initial relationship. Because the whole opening sequence of them in the library, they were not getting along.
That's not true. They were getting along because he was just tolerating it, and she was just being all fluffy and happy.
They were getting on each other's nerves, though. It was their
Yeah,
form of flirting, but like,
yeah.
but like they were definitely like clashing a little bit.
He
at
was
first.
definitely more annoyed than her, but you're right. There were moments where he pissed her off too. In the restaurant, he said something that pissed her off.
Yes, but it's not into the sense where she is actually mad. She's just feeling annoyed and frustrated because he knows or she knows that he's right.
Either way, like I think them going through this journey of losing, their shared person together, and grieving together, and learning to rebuild and kind of restart together, if anything, it makes a lot of logical sense to me that it would bring them closer together, and that why wouldn't they move on together romantically? Why wouldn't that be viewed as a way of honoring their friend and what happened?
It could be a perfectly viable way to have ended it. I think you
I'm just saying, I was just confused. You guys were just like, nobody wants that.
Nah, nobody wants that.
And I'm just like, what? Like, why is that so scary?
If
Like,
I'm being completely honest,
it's kind of nice.
I think I just didn't care at that point at the end of
That's
the movie.
fair.
I think that's where it was.
I didn't want that at all.
Mike is like,
Right.
no.
I was like, no,
Right, and that's why I'm just asking, like, why
Mike is
not?
like, no, he doesn't fuck.
No, yeah, he
That's
doesn't
not how
fuck,
this movie
no.
ends. No.
Yeah.
All right. Let's. I honestly think that there's the Sakura and Kyoko are two other characters, but I don't think we need to talk even about them. We can probably just get right into the plot.
Sure.
Yeah, let's
Because
get into the
again, they're
plot.
pretty plain characters, and you'll figure
Yeah,
them
we'll,
out.
we'll all hash it out in the plot.
Okay,
Right.
so movie opens up. It's raining. There's a funeral. There's a sad vibe, and we find out the dude is like narrating, and he's like, "Oh, it's so and so's funeral. We don't know who that is yet." And he's like, "And I didn't go." And we're like, that seems important.
He must have been really close to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, again, heavy-handed. The fucking like the end is the beginning.
My
right?
favorite.
Like,
I've never
you
talked
know,
about that before.
Right? Like I mean, look, I like that when you don't actually know what the fuck is happening.
Actually, like this better than versions where they give you like literally the scene.
Yeah.
The scene from later,
Yeah.
and then go. By the way, that wasn't the movie starting now.
Yeah. Well, that's
This
what
was
I
at least like I don't know, I don't know.
No,
intro.
this one was still like. I think it would have been better if they didn't do that. They just kind of
Agreed.
started with him.
Yeah.
What it would have been awesome was started with him.
Yeah.
And why he became the way he is.
We established we did want to know that.
Yes, but that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Also, just the writing in general
Sure.
for the movie. If you took away the fucking intro,
Well, they do give you after that first scene a flashback, but it's not actually a flashback. It's the movie.
yeah,
The whole movie is flashback, I guess, up until a point. Anyways, so blah blah blah. She's bubbly and fun, and he's lame as hell. Blah blah blah. They're talking and shit. She drops her book, and he's a bookworm, right? And so
Yeah.
he picks it up, and immediately he goes, "Oh, what's this?" and starts reading a random book that's clearly handwritten that he just found on the ground, which is an odd move.
Bold.
is it though?
It's a bold move.
Is it though?
You're just gonna read I mean,
Look,
If I opened up a book and I saw it was handwritten, I would definitely pause for a second and be like, "Oh,
I probably wouldn't
This
even
is
be
personal.
concerned. I'd probably just be like, I'm not interested in this.
Yeah.
What interest is that for you? But he's a weirdo, so
Okay.
he's interested.
I know for a fact.
Yeah.
If you were in a fucking hospital
Yeah.
or just anywhere in general,
Yeah.
you've picked up a notebook
Yeah.
and you looked in it, you wouldn't read a couple lines?
But it's not like I'm like, oh, cool, a book I can read. It's like whose book is this? Looking for a name or like what is this?
Yes, but
It's not like I guess this is what I'm reading now.
Yeah, but that's probably what he did too. He was
No.
probably reading.
They
a
made
little
him
bit.
a bookworm. He was
Yes,
like,
at
his move was
also-
definitely, I guess I'm reading this book now that I just found. Anyways.
Anyway.
So after she tells him, he reads what the book's about, which is she's dying. And she realizes that he doesn't give a fuck. And she just screams the movie title at him and tackles him. This is their first meeting. I want to eat your pancreas, and tackles him to the
well,
ground.
yeah, she more or less explains the
Yeah.
concept and the idea that
Yeah.
in old days they would think that if you had liver issues and you
Yeah.
ate a liver, it would cure your liver issues.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the concept of that's the theme of the movie, and in the way they both learn from each other is I want to take the healthy part of you
Yes.
that will heal the sick part of me and mirror
Yes.
it. You know what I mean? That's the concept.
Yeah.
So, anyways, she's got pancreatic disease, and she's gonna die. He doesn't care. And then immediately, I'm like, okay, so
It's not that he doesn't care. He just doesn't think that she's like actually telling the truth.
Yeah, I think it doesn't phase him. Is the point? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't like shock him like it shocks anyone else she might tell.
Well, he doesn't immediately start treating her differently just because he found that
Yeah.
out.
In fact, I
Yeah.
think his response is like, "Leave me alone, please."
yeah.
Which is wild because at first he's kind of a jerk to her. And so I get the fact that like this is the first time someone's reacted to your imminent death in that way, and that's refreshing. But her obsession with him after treating her that way seemed a little bit odd to me.
It's
Yeah.
Because
only,
if someone goes to you like, "Leave me alone, please,"
it's only odd because there's nothing for her or us to uncover
yeah,
about him
Yeah.
that will change things
Exactly.
in an important way.
She basically
so
just-
she's becomes obsessed with something that there's no answer to.
she just
for
decides,
her or us.
She goes, "I'm gonna die soon. I think I'll spend my last days being obsessed with this guy who's." I'm going to aggressively bother this guy who's downright rude to me.
Yeah, and
that's
as-
how I'm going to spend my last
and
days.
as the audience members were like, why is she choosing to do this with this guy
Yeah.
in particular?
Yeah.
And the filmmakers were like, we're not going to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in real life, a regular person, even a person who's like a lot like her, would probably like give it a go, get turned down a few times, and be like, "Well, that didn't work. I guess back to living the last days of my life." She
Yeah.
really digs her heels in, right? Anyways,
Well, I
So-
mean, we do find out later, right?
Yeah.
Why she did that.
kind of, not really. You just find out it's because she doesn't care about. She liked that he didn't have that kind of like hang up about it.
No.
That's it.
Dude, are you kidding me? There's a whole sequence and scene where she explains that she actually has been like
Yeah. I remember
watching
that. I do remember
him,
that.
and that's why I was
But
saying
I also
stalking
still don't think.
and like
But I also still don't know why. That doesn't answer the question.
it was.
It just furthers the fact that it's been happening and is happening.
Well, she convinces herself that she's in love with this guy before they even interact.
Yeah, I don't know if it's love, but she has something
Infatuation.
she's obsessed with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, and
Yeah.
obviously, I'm
She thinks
being
it's love.
hyperbolic.
Yeah, she thinks it's love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, so they start hanging out, despite his like apprehension and not wanting to. They go and eat like a plate full of organ meat. That's her first thing. She's like, I like organ meat. And they go to a restaurant together.
Look, yeah, I back that though. It is tasty.
It's an Asian thing.
I've had some okay organs. I've had some organs I don't need to eat again. Anyways, and in this first hangout they have together, she like stands up for some old lady who's getting bullied and kicks the dude in the dick.
Yeah.
And it makes him really uncomfortable. Really uncomfortable. Anyways, at the end of that hangout, she basically texts him, be my friend until I die, okay? And this is after he's showing no interest and like very reluctant to even hang out with her. And I'm like, that's kind of a dick move. It's a lot of pressure to put on a dude who was saying hard no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're like, no,
I do not
I'm gonna die soon.
consent.
I'm gonna die soon. So
I do not
you gotta be
consent.
my friend. I'm dying. You're gonna say no to a dying girl?
That is the energy.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's it. Also, by the way, not to add to the pressure, but like don't tell anyone because nobody else knows. You're gonna say
Yeah.
no to me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of a dick move. Anyways, we're in school the next day, and all the other kids are judging her for hanging out with him because like he's the loser, the loner, whatever. And there's like a friend who's like judging him too. It's like this weird like everyone is like, why are you two hanging out?
Yeah.
Including us as the viewers. There's like a popular dude who's like cute with her, and everyone's like, no, you should date him. And meanwhile, I'm like, I guess, like, whatever. Whatever.
Yeah, would we care more?
No,
Yeah.
it still doesn't.
I mean, we
it doesn't
find out
that didn't add
later,
anything
yeah.
to the movie at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
it did a little bit because then you find out later that
you
he's
do find out later who he is.
Yeah.
You're right.
Right.
Okay, so we meet the best friend, and she's also confused and doesn't approve. And at this point, I forgot she doesn't know she's dying, right?
Yeah.
We don't know that. And actually, their origin story, the two best friends, is kind of similar because at first Kyoko was saying she was like intimidated by the other girl, but she like stuck it out anyway. She's again just kind of obsessed with being a person's friend. She just
Yeah.
decides in advance. So that's a character trait she has, I guess. So there's some consistency there. Okay, so they're hanging out more. She basically implies she like definitely wants a boyfriend, even though she's gonna die. And they don't say it. I want it to be you. You know what I mean?
No.
He thinks it. Is she gonna ask me to be her boyfriend? It never actually goes down that way. But they're just gonna live that boyfriend girlfriend life without
Well,
putting the label on it.
I mean, well, she tries every which way to get him to initiate, right?
Yeah, except for just
like-
saying it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to mention, like, yeah, you got the hotel scene
Yeah.
where they're playing Truth and Dare.
By the way, I'm naked in here. Don't peek at all.
Yeah.
Don't.
Don't.
Don't even think about it.
But can you bring me stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's also the time where he finds out, like, oh, she's actually sick.
That's right. Okay, so
Right.
that's actually the next thing we'll get into. So it's the overnight trip, right? He doesn't even pack a change of clothes.
Yeah.
He's that much of a fucking weirdo.
So weird.
And another weird choice in this movie is the montage here of them like having their little vacation is still frames.
Yeah.
It wasn't video. I don't think I've ever seen that before. It was music and narration and just like images, but not photos,
No.
just images on a screen. Weird choice for a film.
Really?
I thought it was interesting. I've never seen that before.
I guess maybe, I guess Jay and I are probably used to it because
Yeah.
we see that often
an anime
in
thing?
anime.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
Money saver. It's a money saver.
It is, right?
Whack.
Yeah.
If that's the reason, that sucks.
Because think about it, you're just
Part of
making
it,
one
yeah.
cell, essentially. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess, granted, this isn't a cell. This
Yeah.
is a computer generated now. But, like, yeah, you would just have one to draw one image.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I get it. It jarred me as I was watching the movie. I was like, oh, that's weird. Anyways, okay, so they get upgraded to like the fancy room because she like fucked up the reservation, which I'm thinking like, did she?
Probably not.
I don't know. Anyways, so they have to
The
share a
old
bed.
fucked up the room move.
She even screams like, ah! Did he see me? Did he know? Anyways, so anyways, she goes to have a shower. That's where we got it. Don't you even peek. Don't even think about it.
Yeah.
I'm
The
naked, by the way.
old taking a shower
Yeah.
move.
Don't look at all at
Yeah.
me naked in here after I told you. Okay, so she tells her to get something and he reaches in her bag and he finds like at first you don't see. They don't tell you. It's a mystery. What did he find in the bag?
Yeah.
But like literally like 2 scenes later, they reveal it, and it's all her meds.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's
Meds
sick
and
as
her
fuck.
syringes
Exactly.
and,
Yeah.
The old leaving out your meds movie.
A lot of those. Oh, the old drinking and playing truth or dare movie.
Hey.
Which, by the way, I thought could have been an opportunity to pivot this movie in a really well written way. If you wanted to put them together, this was
Into
the scene you were going
hentai?
to do it. I mean,
Oh.
stepmom.
Sorry, I thought we were.
Stepsister.
I thought we were.
Yeah.
I thought we were synchronized.
Yeah.
Sorry. My
Yeah.
bad.
He's off the porn now.
Okay.
I'm off the porn. Instead of pivoting, we just got kind of like the most boring drunk in a hotel sequence of all time. Like this truth or dare game to me was like way longer than it needed to be, and nothing happened.
Yeah.
I don't know if I wouldn't say nothing happened. I think the whole thing with Truth or Dare is that she was trying to get him to actually like make all the first moves.
Yeah.
But he himself finally started showing real interest in her.
Yeah.
Right? He started asking about her life, about where she was coming from, like what she was like growing up.
Yeah.
All those things that he never would have asked before.
Yeah.
Because now he's like realizes, "Oh, you are dying. Oh, I do care to some degree.
That a person I now kind of know is dying.
Yeah, and
Sure.
now I want to know you."
To me, it just felt a little long and drawn out. I get
mean,
that was the
yeah.
purpose of it, but to me, it was like, I don't know, I was getting bored.
Yeah, I mean it was not
It was getting
like
bored.
it was definitely a long scene.
Yeah. And then the end of it was weird too, because the last truth, as she's like passing out, she goes, if I said I was actually scared to die, what would you do? And he just doesn't answer.
Yeah, he's like, "And I picked Dare."
Yeah. He just doesn't answer. And he chooses dare, and she's like, okay, sleep in the bed with me. And he's like,
Yeah.
all right. And then they just sleep in the bed.
Yeah. No, like you can't say no, you can't do all
Yeah.
this, right?
Yeah.
As weird of
No
a sequence
debating.
as it was, I will say that that line from her was fucking got me pretty good, man.
Which one?
Oh, really?
If I was actually scared to
Yeah,
die?
of her saying like, "What would you say if I told you I was actually really scared of dying?"
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's her basically saying like, hey, by the way, I'm really scared of dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for somebody that's been so chipper and nonchalant and
Yeah.
high energy and
Yeah.
seemingly above it all,
It was a bit of a record scratch.
absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
It got
Yeah.
me. That
Fair
part got
enough.
me.
I think again, not to just be this guy the whole episode that we're doing here, but like I think I just saw it coming.
Yeah.
But
It just
that's
all was
the-
so obvious what was happening.
Yeah, I
of
mean,
course
that's-
she's scared of dying.
that's the
Of course
archetype,
they were going to
though.
give us that record scratch at some
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
The manic pixie dream girl, where you have her mask and her face is
We need
always.
a manic pixie dream girl counter on how many times Mikey said that over the years.
This is his favorite.
Yeah. It
It's his favorite thing.
Yeah,
It's my
yeah.
favorite scene.
It rolls off the tongue, okay? And you know what? You know what it is too, because for the longest time, the manic pixie dream girl, as I was like in my early 20s, was like the archetype that I would love.
Yeah.
yeah,
We've talked about it.
yeah. Right.
It's
So
come
anyway,
up. Yeah. All right. Okay.
manic pixie dream girl. The manic pixie dream.
None of those count because you don't wear words. Yeah. This is what's happening now, guys. Okay. So they're back home, whatever. He comes over to borrow a book because she's like, no, you have to come over and borrow a book. And this is a weird scene, okay? Because she pretty
Yeah.
much fucking assaults him. And she's
Not
whispering.
pretty
his-
much. She does.
No, not quite, because she corners him up against the bookshelf.
Yeah.
And she goes, there's another thing I want to do before I die. I want to be naughty with someone I'm like not even with. It's like, you're not with anyone, bitch. You never were. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then he's no reaction, completely reactionless. And she goes, ha, really fooled you, didn't I? I didn't mean that at all. The old just kidding trick.
Yeah.
And then he gets kind of mad and like something happens to him.
Yeah.
Because he gets weird and tackles her on the bed. And it gets real weird.
I think
It gets real weird for a second.
Yeah, it's the fact that like she kind of came on to him,
Yeah.
and I guess he thought, okay, this is really weird for me, but at the same time, I'm also a teenage boy. Yeah, right.
See, I don't think that's it though. Here's what I think it is. I think it's you're putting a lot of pressure on me and you're playing these games with me. But I also want to do what you want. I want to help you facilitate all these things. But on top of it, yeah, I'm also a teenage boy, but I'm a good boy.
Yeah.
I'm not like this. And you're forcing me to think about whether or not I'm going to be able to do all these things for you, man.
Yeah.
I think he just got over fucking whelmed, man.
You're,
You know, I like
you're
that,
saying
yeah.
he's pulling like a, look what you made me do.
Kind of though. I'm not saying that's an excuse, but I think that's what he's going through. I think he's like, not like a not like a fuck you bitch. Look what you made me do. But like you're putting all this pressure on me, and I can't keep it together in this moment. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like like you
He lost
like,
his shit.
Yeah, he lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, it gets weird. He holds her down on the bed, and she gets really uncomfortable, and then he like storms out of there.
Yeah. Because now she's really uncomfortable after showing that she was really into it.
Yeah.
Right. So I think if she showed her that she was really into it, they
Yeah.
would have kept going.
I actually think that was probably the best scene in the movie. That was the scene in the movie that made me feel the realness. Mostly from his point of view, not about her dying, but about what he's going through, which arguably is what the movie's about.
Yeah.
More so than what she's going through.
Exactly. She's just the mechanism of
Yeah.
like how his growth happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's outside now, and he runs into the popular dude from school, who is like super mad about finding him leaving her place. And I'm like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is this guy? And why is he creeping in the bushes around her house anyway?
Yeah, because he's a
Weird.
tool.
And then he punches Buddy in the face, Tree. He punches our friend Tree in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also not cool. And I'm like, this character is like extremely troubling. And why is the movie not about this?
Yeah.
And then you find out the reveal that he's the ex all along. And the reason he punches Tree is because Tree's like, hey, if you're into her, I got some advice for you. Like, don't be like this because that's how her ex was. And that's when he gets punched.
Yeah.
Because Tree doesn't know. Tree didn't know that's the ex.
Yeah.
I'm going to start calling him
exactly.
Tree, by the way.
I noticed.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop you.
Okay, cool.
I need
And
a
yeah,
tree counter.
and so
It will
Tree,
not outweigh Manic Pixie Dream Girl, but
No.
you know,
Yeah.
we'll give you a counter as well.
All right, cool, yeah. Okay, so in this moment when like she comes out and she's like, Tree, what the fuck did you do to him? And he like kind of has this catharsis where now he's crying. Okay, and so all those feelings he was having inside about what went fucking weird and how he was like getting overwhelmed, then he gets punched in the face, and it all comes coming out. And after this point is when you see him start to committing to the friendship. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so yeah, she gives him this big speech after this. Now that they're like friends and they're like having real conversations about like what it means, what does being alive mean to you? He asks her.
Yeah.
right?
There's that moment where she goes to the hospital, is admitted to the
that's right.
hospital, and then
What does
that
being alive
happens.
mean to you? And she basically explains like being alive is about the relationships you make in life, right? And she has this like very heartfelt speech, which unfortunately to me felt low impact. I could feel that it was supposed to be a really important speech because really that's setting up his growth. This is the point where you learn, oh, this is what he has to learn from her. And then you realize like, oh, it's because this guy has 0 relationships. And so that's what he's got to learn.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's in the hospital. We get a festival scene from a distance because she can't actually go to it.
She sneaks out.
Yeah.
Right. To go watch.
To watch the
fucking
fireworks. Yeah,
with
exactly.
him.
And they have a fucking hug. And that's the moment. They keep the like relationship elements so mild, and it works for their characters and the dynamic, but like it's still kind of funny that the big moment is a hug.
Yeah.
You know what? That's very typical of K dramas and J dramas.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You'll watch an entire season of a K drama.
Yeah.
Like waiting for them to like hold hands.
Dude.
You know what I mean? Somebody
music was
somebody
like-
will brush up against somebody
Yeah.
and they're like their shoulders will touch and it'll be like the fucking cliffhanger of the episode, dude. They'll fucking oh shit, stop the episode right there. They just touched hands accidentally at the supermarket. And like but people will lose their shit over that. And then like the series finale, the show will end on a kiss, dude.
Yeah.
This the music too was so funny. It reminded me of the scene in Your Name where they finally meet on the edge of the crater.
Yeah.
And it's like the biggest scene,
Yeah.
and it's the writing of the names. I'll never forget you, and the whole that music goes all for just a hug.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look,
Two best buds, hugging it out.
Korea and Japan are not really all that big on PDA, right? Like they just culturally, it's just never been a big thing,
Yeah,
right? Like,
they like to keep that shit private.
yeah.
In the hentai theaters
But that's the thing, like, right? They, it's
with their tentacle dildos.
Yeah.
That's where they keep that. And their stepmoms.
stepsisters.
no.
Yeah. No,
Bad.
Yeah.
Both of you.
Yeah.
but
Oh, my
yes.
stepmom's stuck under the coffee table.
Oh, my stepsister brought a tentacle.
Party. That's how they do it.
No,
I'm leaving the podcast.
Did you guys forget what movie we were talking about for a second there?
but anyway, yes. So things when you're in a culture that has a lot of traditions
Yeah.
and a lot of discipline and things that are kind of oppressive,
Yeah.
things come out in very weird ways sometimes, right? And they get celebrated in strange ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right. Well, after the big ol' hug, he's fully now like on board, and he's like at home that night texting her, being like, "Hey, like, you know, I want to learn to be just like you." And this is the growth they've been setting up for him, you know, and this is him committing to it. I'm in.
Yeah.
I want to learn everything I need to know from you. And I'm like, and everyone else is like, here we go. This is the moment where it happens, and it does, but not in the way you think, because she doesn't die because of her pancreas. She
Nate.
gets motherfucking
Yeah,
stabbed to death,
stabbed.
dude. And I'm like, didn't see that coming. Also, did we need that twist?
Well,
Did murder have to be the catalyst for her death? I was already all in on a tragic death.
Yeah, see, but so that's the one part I did like. Well, okay, the one of two parts I did like.
He likes the fucking dark, macabre,
Yeah.
morbid shit.
Mike is like, this
Shocker.
movie is kind of boring. It needs more murder or tentacles or something.
But no, the twist was nice because the whole time it shows you that she is going to die, and you're just expecting it,
Yeah.
right? And they give you a little bit of a foreshadow with that news report, and I'm like, wonder how they're gonna put this in later on, right? And then I was like, I knew something like that was coming. I just didn't know when. And when it came, I was like, oh shit, this is
Yeah.
the moment. Did not see that coming. That they were going to use it in this moment.
To me,
But yeah.
it felt a little bit like the writers or directors being like, everyone knows she's going to die. How do we turn this upside down on their heads? I know. She got stabbed.
Well, okay, think about it this way. If they didn't do that, how much more like one note would be this like fucking movie?
Yeah. Well, and I'll be honest with you. I know the reason why they did that. They had to kill her. They had to make her die in a way that wouldn't be slow and drawn out, where everyone was going to find out. She's going to disappear from school. Her friend's
Yeah.
going to be like, hey, what's going on with you? It had to be sudden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I don't know much about pancreatic disease, but I assume it's slow and painful and sucks.
Yeah.
Well, and like no doubt that like the impact still would have been felt by this guy, right? If it was, you know, slower and more drawn out, but it definitely would have been maybe a more healthy reaction than what he ended up with, which
Yeah.
was just a recluse and shut himself in, and then
Wrecked,
he misses
dude.
out on her funeral because
Yeah.
of it, and that's something that he
Yeah.
just has to live with forever, and you can't go back and redo.
No.
So like, too bad, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was super devastating. I didn't care so much that she died in a way other than her disease. That fact is just like, yeah, okay, whatever. I kind of rolled my eyes at that.
Same.
However, like everything with this, I can't deny that like the little package they wrapped it up in was pretty polished, man. Like him having the text message and waiting at their
Yeah.
spot and not getting the answer and waiting and like that
Seeing it on the news.
that
Yeah.
like that delivery of it was really well done.
It's the gut punch they wanted you to have.
right. So
Yeah.
like again, it's the what is mid,
Yeah.
but the how they deliver and how they're showing me this and presenting this film,
Yeah.
I can't deny is pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's where I keep getting caught on this film, is that like I am so underwhelmed by all the beats. But then the package they're serving it up in, I'm like, fuck, that moment was pretty good actually.
Yeah.
That
It's like-
part
It was
kinda
kind of
got
like
me.
the Isekai Mikey and I wrote.
It's exactly the flashes of brilliance.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
Is they bring you like a silver platter,
Here we go.
right? And
What's on it?
Shit.
I want to know
A
what's
big
on it.
pile of shit from
And then,
Shitland.
and then on the shit, they pour a bunch of maple syrup, and it's
right?
delicious.
And it's like, and that's the thing, right? So everything looks
And the
so
bugs
good,
come, the cockroaches come.
but it's like it's still shit.
And then you get hit by a truck while you're shitting
yeah, yeah,
on the toilet.
yeah. And
Yeah.
and then boom, isekai into Fire Dragon Mountain.
And your girlfriend's shoveling shit
Yeah,
in Shitland.
yeah,
Yeah.
Shitty shit.
Go watch the isekai that Mikey and Jordy
Don't
made.
even.
Go
Don't-
watch it.
Don't do it.
You can do it if you want to listen or watch a tire fire.
Go watch it and then come
good
back
point.
here and tell
Yeah.
me why I'm the star of the show.
Can we get a zoom in on my face?
Don't do it. Don't zoom
Okay,
in
I
on his face there. When he asked for that zoom in on the face, zoom in on your face. Okay. That's what I want to see
gonna look like this.
in that edit.
All right, so
Moving on.
Buddy's wrecked.
Yeah.
Obviously, doesn't go to the funeral. He ends up like in a stupor, like he's thinking about her journal, like the book she wrote, and he's like, I need it because nobody knows it exists. You know what I mean? He's the only one, and so he goes to her house looking for the journal. Mom also obviously wrecked, and she immediately at the door is like, "Oh, you're so and so. I have this book. It's for you." And so
Sort of. He's praying, and then he asks mom about the book, and it's like, "Oh, you're the person."
okay, yeah. But
Yeah.
either way, she knew that the book existed. She was instructed.
Yeah.
It's for him.
Yeah.
All along.
Well, she was told by her daughter, like, the person who this is for is going to come and ask for it.
And also,
I guarantee it.
and also is not going to come to the funeral. She called him
Yes,
that.
exactly.
He's not going to go to the funeral, and then he's going
Yeah.
to come home and get it. Which
That
I'm
was
like, are you
good, man.
psychic?
Nah,
How did you
dude,
know?
they knew each other, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
That was effective.
Yeah. She also not only does like from beyond the grave go, he's not going to come to my funeral, but she says it in a way where she's like a coward, he's not going to come to the funeral. Like
Okay, maybe in the dub.
from
but,
the grave.
But
The word coward gets thrown around quite a bit in the dub.
In the sub, I believe she said he's going to be too scared to come to the
Yeah.
funeral.
That's so funny because in the
That's-
dub she literally calls him
I'm
a
a
coward,
coward.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, this is why you need to stop, dude. This is why you need to stop. This is why you all need to stop.
He's a coward, man. Okay. That was a good one.
That is a very different tone.
Big time.
Yeah.
One is true.
She says it nicely. She's nice about it.
Still, one is true and one is
It's
not.
kind of endearing the way she says it.
He was not being cowardly. He was scared, though, and it's completely understandable that he was scared.
fucking hilarious, dude. All right. Okay, so he's reading the book now, sitting at the table with mom, and we get this whole sequence, the beautiful one, with the different animation in the book where he's reading it, but in the animation she's talking to him,
Essentially.
Yeah.
which is lovely. And she's like, a lot of it is before they really started their relationship. So it's like, I took a liking to him immediately. Because why not? That's her answer in the book. I was like, I guess, yeah. And then we, because why not? So we then get to relive all the days they had together really
Yeah.
quick, like a montage, including some off-screen moments. And nothing in these off-screen moments is groundbreaking. We knew all these moments occurred. We just get little glimpses of them. Her actually feeling the fear and like
Yeah.
sometimes just lying in her bed and being sad about it and shit like that. And then what is there? Oh yeah, there's a page at the end that's like somehow written after their last hangout or something. I don't know.
Well, he stops because
yeah.
then the mother's like, keep going. Like, there's got to be like more to
Yeah,
it. Like,
there's more.
Where you stop.
Exactly.
And he skips a bunch of blank pages.
And it's a letter
continues.
directly to him, basically.
yeah,
and
yeah.
it says something along the lines of like, first it says, "I hope you're well and thanks for everything," which is so her to write that. And then she explains, I had this is where she explains what Mikey was saying earlier. I had my eye on you even before we became friends. You just were interesting to me.
Yeah.
The way you were so different than me and so grounded and so, just the way that
Yeah.
you were.
So different from everyone else.
Yeah,
and
I
blah, blah,
think in the
blah.
dub, by the way, she calls him a coward here again too. She's like, but you have an aversion to attachment is basically what she says. So it's kind of your fault you're that way, you coward.
Jesus Christ.
It's not that aggressive.
Yeah,
but
I know.
it's
But
fucking
whoever
funny.
did the fucking translation was like, fuck this guy.
But then she follows that up again with like, but you're an amazing person, and I look up to you. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why do you feel that way? Explain yourself, please. Show your math. For the love of God,
You
once.
cite your sources.
Yeah, and she kind of does, but like in a weird way. It leaves a lot for you to infer. But the idea, I think, is that she wanted to learn about herself instead of focusing solely on relationships, which I touched on earlier, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the way they feed each other, right?
Yeah, I mean, you always kind of admire things about other people that you don't have, right?
Totally, especially
So-
if you're like about to die. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a grass is greener kind of vibe. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? Except a little less balanced. Like neither of them are in the middle. One's all the way one way and one's all the way the other way. Right?
Yeah, and one is about to die.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sure self-assurance is comforting when you're about to die.
for sure.
Yeah,
So getting
absolutely.
some practice at that from a master of self-assurance,
Yeah.
which he is,
Yeah.
makes sense.
She wants at the end of it, basically, she has to explain the "I want to eat your pancreas" thing again, and why that's applicable, even though it's like such an ass pull. And then at the end, he finishes the close of the book, and we had that scene. You want to reenact it?
No.
You want to reenact it?
When he cries?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no.
It's just sad, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the one.
Stop trying to make that into a joke, you sick fuck.
I don't know. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. I'll be the mom.
I'll be the
No.
stepsister.
No, what? I'll be the mom. Ready?
Mikey's a stepsister. Quick,
Yeah.
take your
No,
clothes off.
she's stuck in the dryer. She's stuck in the dryer downstairs.
Oh my god. That was like the one of the two scenes, like I said before, man.
Yeah.
That actually, like, I was like, oh, okay, this one gets me.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I wasn't in the mood, but I saw it all coming. It didn't hit.
You were definitely not in the mood.
I guess.
Maybe I
like,
wasn't in the mood. Shut up.
I cry at shit. I
course you weren't in the mood.
shit, dude. This just like it all felt a bit contrived. The whole movie felt a bit contrived. It's like, okay, yeah, it's sad. They're dealing with sad subject matter, but none of the hits were hitting hard.
What if this was live action starring Scarlett Johansson?
She's so good at acting, dude. She can emote. She can emote.
God.
She can get me going.
Was that good?
Dude,
Yeah.
dude, I thought that was fucking buried in the
Yeah.
hatch, man. I
Nah,
thought we
dude.
talked about this, guys.
No,
You-
it was
we
never
really
buried.
had, no, we,
You know
had, we
what?
had a conversation.
It wasn't buried in the hatch, dude.
yes,
It was stuck
buried.
in the
It was
dryer.
it was-
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, just waiting.
Waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
God.
you know what you can do with the dryer?
Fuck it.
You can press the start button
yeah.
like the subscribe button.
Ah. And like you would dry your clothes, you can then cycle through all of our videos and watch them. Yeah.
I fucked up again. But yeah, like and subscribe, guys.
Guys, that was smooth.
Yeah.
That was smooth.
That was really good.
Hell yeah.
Tell a friend.
Well, like it, now that the episode's over, like and subscribe, and thanks for
I
watching.
couldn't help it, dude.
But yeah, that's
Okay.
pretty much the fucking movie.
There's
And
a touch more because we haven't got to the after credit scene. So first of all, there's another big moment here after the
Yeah.
cry is he reveals what his name is,
yeah.
which is weird. Another low impact hit because he reveals it to the mom, and in a way that like at that point I didn't need their names to have like a correlation to each other. Are they trying to pull fate into this at the end of the movie? Like
the whole thing is about fate, man. All these fucking movies,
Not really.
are all. Yes, they are.
But
They're
they-
always one problematic, two fucking always about fate
Sure.
and destiny.
It just-
be some sort of bullshit romance.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's all that. It's
There-
all that wrapped up in a little package. And don't get me wrong.
just didn't
If
need it.
you write me a really well written like romance or like love story like Your Name, I'm here for it. You give me generic bullshit, I'm gonna give you fucking generic bullshit
that's what this was.
Yeah.
Generic bullshit.
with two good beats. That's it.
They tossed fate in at the end. Yeah, okay, maybe it was always all about fate, but like to just throw it in at the end and make it such his missing name. We didn't know it. His mysterious name, by the way, it's Tree.
I think maybe you're overblowing the importance of this kind of nice little thing to find
Yeah.
out that their names had correlation.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, like it could also just be dismissed and moved on from
Yeah. Not
immediately.
me. Not if you're me.
Nah, dude, it got the hooks in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Angry hooks. Yeah, dude. Rusty old hooks,
so funny,
man.
dude.
In my heart.
Just relax, bro. I can't. It's such a little thing.
No.
It's just
No.
a cute little thing.
So serendipitous.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I think he's just fucking frustrated and angry at me for making him watch shit like this.
Maybe.
Yeah, over and
Maybe.
over and again.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, so
So they go and
go to-
meets
in a
meets
coffee
the
shop,
best friend.
he calls her and he's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
we got to meet or whatever." She shows up. She's mad.
Of course,
Obviously,
she's
super
always mad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
always. I'm
Yeah.
like, what a best friend.
Yeah.
What a good best friend.
Yeah, real good taste in
Really,
people.
honestly, she's the only person who would be best friends with Sakura. Sakura's the only person who would put up with it.
Exactly.
Well, that's the thing. You always have, if you have two best friends, you always got the fucking spunky, like angry one, and the cute, calm one.
Do you have that?
Usually,
Yeah.
like in media, like
I'm the
it's-
cute calm one. Mikey's the spunky angry one.
yeah, I'm fucking little tiny little
What am I?
angry.
You're not our friend.
You're Danny DeVito.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're Frank.
Yeah.
I'm always sunny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got a rum ham cooking in the inside. Okay, so he shows her the journal. This is the big thing at the end,
Yeah.
and he spills the beans on everything. and she ends up with like a cathartic moment that she didn't even know she needed. You know what I mean? Like she's losing it and still fucking mad, dude. And she's kind of like saying,
even more mad.
She sucks.
she
dude.
sucks, dude. She's saying shit. It's
shitty
your
as
fault.
fuck.
She's saying to him, it doesn't matter how important you were to her or how
I'll
much she
never
needed you.
forgive you.
Whoa, dude. Like you don't know what the fuck they're. You knew they were hanging out without you. How dare you imply you know?
So insensitive.
Yeah.
Like it really reeks of like,
Yeah.
oh, you've never actually dealt with a close death
yeah.
ever in your life
Yeah.
until now.
Talk about main character syndrome or whatever they
Oh
call
my
it.
Yeah.
God.
She's got it big time. Meanwhile, she's like a fucking third build character in the show. Like, come on.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know she literally isn't the main character
Yeah.
Yeah.
in a movie we're watching. So and this is the other thing too, is after all this, he runs out, chases her down the street to beg her for forgiveness. And I'm like, is this the end of the movie? Is it? And they almost.
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 Yeah,
You know what I mean?
basically.
And at this point, I'm like, I guess it shows his growth. Like he's, prioritizing relationships. But like her, after that, that's,
Yeah.
I was like, that's misguided growth.
You
There's
know what
better
it
ways
is?
to get
It's-
relationships.
It's the whole time because Sakura was always trying to hint to him throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like, I wish you would get along with my best friend.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I wish you two would get along.
I really
like,
think you guys
I
would like
agree.
each other. I
Sure,
think when I
yeah,
die,
yeah,
you probably
you
would be in a
would-
great
good
relationship with each other and
right,
fuck
like-
a lot.
stepsister.
but actually, though,
Yeah, but
like,
actually.
on a real note, I felt like it was honoring
Yeah.
Sakura to
Yeah.
chase after.
I think so,
her
too.
Like that.
I think so, too.
I agree with Mikey.
Yeah.
I think so too. I just didn't like her at that moment.
I
Yeah,
didn't
I
either.
didn't want
like
that to be
her
the end of the movie.
I didn't think she deserved that from him.
Yeah.
But that wasn't for her.
No, you're
that
right.
was for him.
Yeah.
That was something
And
cathartic.
for Sakura as well, too.
But that's what it was. It was cathartic for him because he was doing something for Sakura
Yeah.
even after she had passed.
for sure.
So yes, it was for Sakura, but it was ultimately self-serving. It was for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, she's
And
dead.
I wanted that. I wanted that for him.
Yeah.
Because he just got treated like shit by this girl.
Yeah.
And I wanted him to fucking come out the bigger person.
Yeah.
And he absolutely did that.
Totally, because she's still a bitch even after all this and cold shoulders him, and that's how the movie ends, we think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
we
there's a
think.
post-credit scene, which we already talked about. We already laid it out.
Yeah.
But essentially, they're at her grave. They're saying nice things. They're friends now, even though Kyoko's still a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
To him, he's
Yeah.
still being rude as hell.
Well, she's always gonna be the fucking like,
Yeah.
you know, come get me if you can. Like, I don't need no man.
Yeah.
Right. But then
What's the word for that?
I don't know.
Pick me girls.
Pick me girl.
Oh, pick me girls. Yes.
Kind of.
I don't know if she's a pick me girl, but
It doesn't
she's
matter. The
definitely-
point is, they gave her a
Yeah.
character type, and they're like, "That's how she's gonna be."
And it's
no matter
more
what.
or less the opposite of Sakura.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think the point in the end there too is whether you think they got together like Jay did, or you think like Mikey and I assumed that she was going to date the bubblegum dude or whatever. The point is that their relationship flourishes in one way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? The point is that like he learned, you know what I mean, to prioritize relationships over just being a lonely asshole. And that was because of his relationship with Sakura. And so, like, that's the W at the end of the
Yeah.
movie,
Well,
right? That's the win.
They found a way to immortalize the person that they lost, and that
Yeah.
is by continuing to stay close to themselves.
Sure.
As long as they're friends, Sakura's influence and the love that she brought into the world
Yeah,
will be carried on
memories and
through
all
them
that
forever.
stuff, yeah.
And that's really cheesy and corny to say like that, but like
So is this movie.
absolutely. But like, but that is like also like if for anybody out there who has ever dealt with like a close death, like either in the family of a friend or something like that, like there is a lot of catharsis in that mentality and in that thought, and that you're doing right by the person, and that
Yeah.
if they were to be able to I don't fucking believe in a lot of this shit, but if they were to figuratively be able to look down on you and see how you're doing, you would be making them proud. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there's a lot of catharsis in that, and like that's not laughable. Maybe their delivery in this movie in this context is a little bit
well.
cheesy and funny, and we kind of blow it
Yeah,
off.
as far as
but
the substance go, I think we can all agree that yes, that's absolutely
It's very real and,
It's
like,
very real,
very
And-
poignant.
and very poignant
Yeah.
in IRL.
Yeah.
This movie just tends to show it a little differently. It's like funerals, right? At the end of the day, the funerals aren't there for the person who had passed. Funerals are for us,
Yeah.
right? Like
For sure.
to honor that person or whatever. Like
to help move
it's-
us through the process of healing and recovery.
Yeah, right.
Of course. But that's what I mean. Like it was just, I thought it was considering like the shit pile they kind of serve you up through the whole course
On
of
a
this
silver
movie,
platter. And,
very beautifully.
yeah.
But like considering all of that, like for the outcome to be these two characters continuing on for the sake of their best friend as friends
Yeah.
in a real flourishing, growing relationship that isn't superficial because they are. You can tell they've found a groove.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is real.
Totally.
There is a lot of beauty in that. So for such a mid movie to end on such a cathartic, nice moment to me,
Yeah.
I was actually kind of impressed. I'm not
Well,
gonna lie.
they make it clear.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That was kind of nice.
They make it clear that not only did he learn what we watched him learn, but they make it clear that Kyoko also in the end is not 100% bitch.
Yes.
She also like
She
says
gets
some
it.
nice things to him.
Yeah, she
and so
gets
there's
it.
growth for her too.
But
that
she's
we
not
didn't
gonna
see it
change.
happen, but it's there.
But she's not going to change either.
No.
She
Yeah.
is how she is.
Yeah. Mhm.
And just because this guy was tight with her old best friend doesn't mean that she's suddenly going to change who she is.
No, exactly.
They need to work together and then find
Yeah.
their groove. However, this is what I mean where I don't know what I wish they had focused on more. And
Yeah.
part of me wishes that Sakura had died earlier
Yeah.
in the film and that we got more of these two
Yeah.
trying to figure it out
Yeah.
for the sake of their friend because I'm more engaged in that.
Yeah. And that's why,
dynamic.
and
That
that's kind of why I
much
think
better movie.
well, that's kind of why I was saying earlier that like what if she died like or what if he told her about the journal and everything before she
Yeah.
died and the two of them have this secret. Like maybe Sakura never finds out that the best friend actually knows now. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It brings their story in sooner. It gives them
Exactly.
more
Yeah.
time.
I agree, and that was one of my things with Kyoko too, as the third character build in the movie is like,
Yeah.
where is she? Like,
Yeah.
where, you know what I mean? Like, where is she? If she's that important at the end,
Yeah.
give her some more. Give me some more. The end.
The end.
The fucking
Okay. All right, Jay. What do you give it, man?
Fuck, this might seem high considering how much shit I just lopped onto this, but I'm gonna give this a 7.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Right? Seems high.
Yeah.
Seems high, but
That's higher than I thought you were gonna give it.
Yeah.
I think we're just jaded.
Yeah.
Because we're old
Yeah.
and because we've watched a fuckload of these.
Yeah.
But I think for anybody, you know, that came across this maybe first or before some of the other titles or kind of earlier on in life, this might actually hit.
Yeah.
You know what? That is a good point that I didn't really consider. Is that if
We're
this,
old jaded fucks.
Yeah, exactly. That
Yeah.
is 100%.
Don't forget
it.
that, Mikey.
Yeah, like no, but for real though, it's like I do forget that sometimes people coming into certain genres like anime or whatever in whatever stage in their life, this might be the first thing that they watch, right?
Yeah.
And then this is the first time they're exposed to this kind of story,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
True.
yeah, so it would have had a much bigger impact for them than it would for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what happened to me.
No, what do you give it?
I give it a 5, I guess.
That's
yeah,
nice.
yeah. Actually, that's actually.
I
better than
think
I thought
I
you were
landed
gonna
on
give it.
5 because I just kept calling the movie mid, and I was like, 5's the middle.
Sure is. Nice.
So like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I probably won't think about it or watch it or recommend it to anyone ever again.
Mikey?
That'll be that.
So I give this 6.8.
6.8.
Jesus Christ.
That is true. Mid to high, low tier,
Yeah.
mid high.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. It is.
Because here's the thing. Here's the
Here's
thing.
the thing.
Is it right? Like you gave it a 7, and I wanted to give it a 7 initially, but I really just didn't think that it deserved a 7. But it had points that it did hit, and the art is good, so I couldn't give it like lower than a 6. And so I was like, maybe So 6.8.
So what you're saying is you really wanted to give it a 6, but you felt bad.
Yeah, and then
And so you brought it up closer to what Jay gave it. Yeah.
But yeah, instead I couldn't do 0.5 because it was just too much in the middle.
0.8 pity points.
Mikey, shut the fuck up.
Mal score is 8.5.
Wow.
8.5. Holy shit, that's
People
pretty
love
high.
that shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Anyways.
Anyway,
That was fun, sort of.
Sort of.
I had a good time with it.
Yeah, it was just kind of depressing and whatever. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about porn a lot, but
Way too much.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Way
Tune
too
in
much.
next time for
Hey.
us talking about porn again, probably.
yeah, and tune in next week.
Yeah.
Is our fucking 100th episode.
A Hondo.
We fucking have
Oh, I get it now.
yeah,
You
100
just get it now?
episodes. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
all right. Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.